Alright, so let's get this show on the road. Okay, so don't know if you guys know, but this is a relatively new game, the Hardspace Shipbreaker. The whole game is all about salvaging ships and breaking them apart. You are working for a very exploitative company and the world is kind of gone to hell. The game is quite impressive. My only problem with the game is that there's only two types of ships in the game right now. There's plenty of variants of those two ships, but there's only two ships. But they will be adding more. They were so proud they added another ship recently, but it's the same ship that was before. They just added a new variant. I usually play this. You have a couple of game modes. The open shift, which you have no limitations on. This is more good for practice. This is the regular mode that I usually play. You have unlimited lives, well, clones, but you're on a tighter time limit, I think. I think the time you spent in the shift actually has some kind of a weight in it. I didn't really check. Uh, the no revival one is the hardest, and I am not going to be playing that one because the game is still in early access, and as a result of that, it's finicky. How finicky? Well, even if you weld something which isn't close to something explosive, sometimes it spontaneously blows up, and it blows up you along with it. And since there's no revival, if I accidentally die, I have to start over, which is fine if the game would actually behave in a predictable way, but it doesn't. So we will be playing this mode, a limited mode, which is similar to the normal mode, but you have a limited lives of 30. So you can only die 30 times, and if you get over that, then you won't be cloned anymore and you stay dead. Simple. So let's dive into it. I'm not sure if it's gonna start the same way a normal mode does. I hope it does. Yes, it does! So you can get a hint of how the world looks like right now from the titles. And you can see that that's the apartment. It's pretty much a dump. So people are scrounging for jobs because the whole world pretty much went to hell. Shipbreaker application paved the way to the Galaxy program. So this is quite amusing. It's actually, they've paid good care on making this looking as official as to a job application as it can be. But it has some quirks, so it makes the company look obviously dodgy. Like, congratulations on acceptance into the links paved the way to the Galaxy program. From over 124.8 million applicants, you were chosen based on above average exceptional physical and cognitive ability. Yeah, we'll see about that. Participation in this program can be lucrative and rewarding depending on a willingness to follow the vision and processes of Link Corporation. I think my own company that I work for has some similar similar thing in their promotional blur when I started working. Um, you have been assigned to salvage station number 42, designation Morrigan. Currently no additional personnel, blah blah blah. So a bunch of this is still early access, so it's making a point of that. So account name, let's keep it simple. Select, actually no. I wonder, I can't remember the name. Oopsie daisy. Turning on Steam for some reason. I wonder if it's gonna fit Arthur. No, it's gonna bring up the... Why are you doing this to me? Steam is popping up. Yeah, it won't fit up. So it's going to be Two Sheds Jackson. I don't know if how many of you will recognize the reference. So we are Two Sheds Jackson. 30 clones and clone fee is 75,000, which is less than in a regular mode. In regular mode it's 150,000. A voice ID verification. I managed to protect your data, blah blah blah. No, just you're selecting your voice in a weird way. Okay, so standard meal preference. Plastic free. I think we'll go with plastic free. uh, I have no criminal record in the Terran or Martian zones. A record in the Jovian frontier is acceptable. I am not a member of. Yeah, plastic free. You heard that right. Because apparently, plastic free meals are a luxury now. I am not a member of and have never associated with a workers' union or other labor interest. In this game, yeah, right. In this game, it's a thing. Uh, the all of the world is such a sorry state that essentially just getting clean water is almost impossible. You'll see how the Earth looks like when I get through this. Yeah, but if I don't check that, I can't apply. To get the job, you actually have to not be in a union. The game is very accurate in some ways. Um, I have completed my annual medical exam and I have been cleared of having McCullough's lung. That's a variation of the miner's black lung disease. I have no commercial or real estate interest in Luna, in the asteroid belt, or in the nation state of Arizona. I will bring a positive attitude and problem-solving mindset to work every day. Yes, of course I will. I'm alone on the station. I understand and accept the health risk associated with long-term exposure to van der Waals fields. Yeah, I'm accepted. Acceptable radiation levels are fine with me. I will vote for Chancellor Zhong Zhang in the Pan American Senate election, so a Chinese person is going to be the next American president. So this is terms and conditions. I'm gonna check if there's anything funny that they've put in. Yeah, employee hereby grants permission to links the authority to collect, analyze, and utilize their biometric data for use of to better the lives and well-being of them and their co-workers, as well as for any other purpose. uh, Employee hereby grants permission to links the authority to perform psychological tests on them at any time, with or without their knowledge. Employee is not entitled to compensation for participation in these tests, but may receive additional sugar cube rations. What am I, a horse? Employee hereby grants permission to links the authority to garnish their wages if their actions or lack thereof result in any real or potential losses for the company. Oh, jeez. This is referring to the cloning. Yeah, it does sound like Croatia. Employee hereby grants permission to links the authority in perpetuity to record and own their DNA and to create new entities with that DNA. Imagine, it says entities, not clones, with no restrictions or limits. Furthermore, employee agrees to pay a nominal fee for the service in the event of their death while performing the duties of their position. Links may execute these entities at any time for acts of gross negligence. Employee hereby grants permission to links the authority to study, manipulate, reciprocate, and duplicate any and all of my gray and white matter at any time, in the unfortunate event of my total and complete loss of memory. Employee hereby grants permission to links the authority to transfer any and all unpaid debts owed to links and any of its affiliates to their next of kin in the event that they are terminated, disappear, and or perma-perish. I like the term perma-perish. Links reserves the rights to terminate this contract anytime without notice or payment in lieu with no requirements of sufficient cause. Actually, I'm not gonna skip training just for the since I'm playing a new game, and it's actually quite interesting. Yeah, right, it does sound like a cable TV contract.
Each day he steps into the yard to earn his wages working hard. I pray to the stars and heaven above to return my daddy to those he loves. If there comes a time when he and death meet, bless the next cutter that takes his seat.
The intro and the music in the game is really awesome. This is how each shift starts. The first loading lasts longer than it should. But it's the only loading screen you generally see. You will see smaller loading screens between shifts. I'm just gonna check something because I was playing with this before. Actually, let's put this so that we can actually hear the voices. That should be fine.
Here, Cutter. It's customary to observe a moment of silence for a departing shipbreaker. You'll soon learn this type of thing doesn't happen very often up here. Okay.
There we go.
Well, my name is Will. I'll be your eyes and ears when you're in the yard. Used to be a cutter myself until there were some complications with one of my clone jobs, but never you mind about that. Let's get to work. Go ahead and open your work order, and let's get started. You ever want to pay off your debt like Sullivan did? It's all about completing your work orders.
Okay. Next one. Uh-huh. Gonna take this chance now and show you how the Earth looks like. So you can see that most of the Earth is pretty much screwed. It's all desert. And part of the landmass are actually missing. Uh, South Pole's completely gone. It's Earth got screwed up completely. Okay, descend for 3 seconds. Yeah, the game is actually very ascend for 3 seconds. The game is actually full of very nice details. It's you collect some hints about what happened to the world from data logs in the ships.
These next two maneuvers are tough for most worms to wrap their heads around because most of you have never spent time in zero G. We call them rolls. Give them a shot.
I hope this game ends up with a
Okay.
VR support.
Well, this here is your trusty training vessel. On it and in it are salvageable objects to cut your teeth with. Let's give her a go, shall we?
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Well, congratulations there, Cutter. Your very first pieces of salvage. Another billion or so of them antenna, and you will have completely wiped out your debt. I'm kidding, of course. All right, Cutter. You ready to perform a little zero-G ship surgery? Let's boot up your scanner and see what we see. Now we're looking for cut points. Think of them as the chunks of glue that hold the key structural segments of the ship together. Bingo.
Okay, so the first things we need to always cut off are the exterior parts so that we can get rid of them immediately. Oh yeah, this isn't upgraded. I'm used to having everything upgraded. Okay, that's one nacelle and the other one. Ah, need to get used to having no upgrades again. Okay. It's all so sluggish. Come on. Go down.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
I wish I had a tether right now, but that's for next shift. Well. Oh, you.
And
Good.
that's what it's all about, Cutter. The more work orders you complete, the closer you get to hitting your certification quotas. Go ahead and see where you're at on earning your first cert.
Completed. There we go.
Earning certs gives you access to better upgrades and perks for your tools, gear, and equipment, as well as access to more valuable ships back in your hab. Speaking of which, let's mosey on over to your personal habitation unit right now, because that's what you do when you finish your shift. You didn't think Lynx made you sleep out here in the yard, did you? Weaver out.
Well, if there was air out here, they would probably make me sleep in the yard. This little boxy thing, that's where you live. And they've mentioned that you'll probably be able to customize it in the future. The game is still early access, so a lot of it hasn't been developed. Quota complete, the very first rank, and we got some upgrades. So this is our debt. We are $1 billion in debt, and that's the whole point of the game. You have to work away that debt. On my main game, on my main save, I worked off 300 million. It gets easier and faster as you go along because the bigger ships give you more money. But in the beginning it's very slow because you rent your equipment from Lynx. You don't buy it from them. You can buy it eventually, but initially it's rented, so they
Top of the
charge you
morning
for
to
it.
you, Cutter. As you know by now, this is your hat. I know it feels a bit flat right now, but I hear Lynx is looking into fixing it up real nice for you sometime in the near future. Anyway, says here you're gonna need an upgrade to complete your next certification rank. You're gonna like this one, Cutter. Let's check it out now, shall we?
I think this is, yeah, this is the split saw.
Good. Now let's get back to the yard so you can try this sucker out. Okay, before we hop back in the yard, I want to show you the ship catalog. Here is where you find a selection of ships Lynx has deemed ready for salvage. As I said before, earning certifications will open up higher grade ships. But we gotta learn to walk before we run, Cutter, so let's get back to finishing your plate on that Lynx training vessel. Weaver out. Alright, Cutter, another shift, another credit. Today's goal is to complete your certification rank 2. And in order to do that, we're gonna have to light up that new split saw mode you've just upgraded in the hab. Go ahead and equip it now. Nice work there, Cutter. It's time to take the training wheels off and let you loose on this thing. My advice is to knock out your work order first, and then see if you can salvage every last bit of the training vessel. We call it using the whole buffalo. Waste not, want not, right, Cutter? Go get 'em, Tiger. Weaver out.
I won't be using the split saw a lot for these kind of cuts because you can easily cut something that's flammable or something that can shock you or cool you too much. So we will be very careful about using that. Ouch. Don't you dare go into the furnace. This is where you need to go. Go.
Processing valuable object.
There we go.
Credits awarded.
There we go. Come on, come on. Oh, I'm missing my upgrade so much. You don't realize how much they help you until you start a fresh game. There we go. Okay. So I need to salvage the rest of this. Okay, perfect. Okay, did that disconnect it? No, it didn't. What's holding it? Oh, this is probably holding it. Nope. What's holding it? Oh, there's another one. Crap. Ah, there's on the sides as well. I could probably just detach the upper one. I'm being very careful and very sparing with the torch, because if that thing overheats, it blows up in your face, literally. Yay! Got it. That came out with it. Okay, so this goes to the processor. This also goes to the processor.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
Let's see what's inside. We have this. This goes to the barge. This thing goes to the barge.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
What's this?
Salvage secured.
This goes to the
Account
furnace.
identified.
What's left? Oh, not all of the connections are actually good, so sometimes you have to check what's gonna connect with what and disconnect what. It's not always clear cut. Okay, all of these panels go to the furnace. This is aluminum, this is aluminum. Did that go?
Valuable component incinerated. Penalty
What?
has been applied.
Ah, there was some nanocarbon there as well. Okay. So, well, where does the aluminum go? So nanocarbon goes to the processor. The rest goes. This is all aluminum, so it should be going there. Can I push the whole thing? No, I don't have a strong enough thing. Oh well, then we'll have to disassemble it. Oh. Okay, aluminum panel. To the processor with you. I didn't disconnect. What's holding it? This thing? Aha, there we go. This goes to the furnace. It says to go to the furnace. It should be going there. Don't screw me over. This is a very, very relaxing game. What's keeping this thing up together? All of the connections.
Certification level attained.
Perfect.
License level increased.
Oh, it is disconnected. I'm just being silly. Deposit salvage. Go there. This goes there.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
There we go. And this one goes there. Go in the hot place. There we go. Work order completed.
Nice job, Cutter. Now get back to your hab to end your shift and spend them shiny new Lynx tokens on upgrading
There we
your
go.
gear. We wrap.
Deposit accepted.
There we go. That's it. That's what it means to use up the whole buffalo. Or is it? There's obviously something left. You can see a meter of how much you used up in the top. And the Saucy Miranda, how would they calling this ship, has some pieces left? I don't see it. I think I've put everything. It all went to the furnace. I don't know what's left. But that's a training ship, so it doesn't matter. You can pull yourself closer and you can break your fall with your hand, which is a very nice touch. And shift. I think that's the... Continue. Grapple upgrade unlocked. You can see, so this is what we wasted, and this is what we got. Some things are not worth saving. For example, small lights and lamps, those are not worth salvaging at all.
Well,
So those I won't even
congratulations
bother.
on completing certification rank 2 there, Cutter. Now that you've proven you kind of know what you're doing out there, Lynx has a present for you. Go ahead and make your way to the equipment upgrade screen and let's see what we see.
Ah, feathers, finally.
Repeat after me, Cutter. Tethers are your friends. Let's select your next ship and head out into the yard to try them out.
Oh yeah, I have to pick a ship. So there are two types of ships. There's the Gecko and there's the Mackerel. There are plenty of variants for each one of them, but you always start with the Mackerels.
Alright, Cutter. This here mackerel is stripped down, but there's still plenty there for us to sink our teeth into, such as how we're gonna deal with the pressurized areas. But
Oh
before
yeah.
we get into all that, let's try out your tethers. Your tethers are far stronger than the line on your grapple. Use them when you're trying to move objects that are much heavier than you are. Also, tethers stack, meaning the more you use, the stronger the pull you get out of them. If
So
you
this
put
is a
them in the
tether.
right place, that is.
It's like a gravity line. It essentially pulls something that's very heavy in the direction you want it to go. Extremely useful. Extremely useful. And you absolutely need them. You start off with like 10 or 15 and you can build it up to 25. You can buy more in the hab, but it costs you money.
Nice work, Cutter. Like I said, tethers are your friends. Once you get the hang of them, you can get pretty creative with how you use them. Alright, now for the fun stuff. And when I say fun, I mean incredibly dangerous. Next, we're gonna learn about pressurization. According to Lynx, decompression events are the #1 cause of death, and as a result, cloning. Alright, let's open up your scanner and see what we see.
Now we're gonna learn about pressure. This is a very nice ship to break apart. Also very easy.
Let's see if we can crack into this ship without making her pop. See that airlock over there? Let's go check it out.
If you don't depressurize the ship and you cut into it, it will break apart and probably kill you.
Airlock
So you
pressure
always want to
levels dropping.
depressurize before you go in.
Using airlocks is always a good idea, but there may be times later when you encounter ships without functioning airlocks. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, Cutter. For now, let's get inside.
Open up the
Alright,
doors.
let's see if there's a way to depressurize this sucker so we can get to work on it. Look for an atmosphere regulator. If it's
That's this
working,
thing.
this device will let us depressurize the room safely. You don't want to trigger a violent decompression, believe me.
Well, I would die, right? Literally.
Alrighty,
Especially
now
without
find
any
out your
upgrades
work
to my
order with
suit.
the rest of the objectives for this ship.
Okay, now when it's depressurized, you open the
Airlock
doors.
pressure
There
levels
she
dropping.
is, the reactor.
There we go.
That's your meal ticket right there, Cutter. Alright, this one's pretty easy. She should just slide out of her coolant casing with a good yank from your grapple. But before you do that, it's always a good idea to clear a path for her straight to the barge, because once you pull it, she starts melting down. And when it comes to reactors, you never know how many ticks you got till she goes boom. Alright, the way you complete your work order from here on out is entirely up to you. Let's show Lynx O'Weaver still knows how to turn worms into shipbreakers, alright? Good luck, Cutter. Weaver out.
Okay, I finally have control to do this how I want to. I could cut these open differently, but this is how I'm gonna do it. Also, if you do this properly, you earn more money than you can waste as long as you're not being stupid. So I will be using my tethers because my... Hold on. You go to processor. It's just simpler and faster, and my boosty thing isn't done yet. So this is the reactor. It will start melting down the moment I rip it open. So down you go.
Project processed. Credits awarded.
Reactor is the most important part of salvage because it's always the most expensive component.
License
So you
approved.
don't want to lose it. Just by getting the reactor out and salvaging it, everything else falls into place. Great, that's very nice to know that that my suffering is for your amusement. Okay. You can actually catch multiple cut points with this, but you can also cut through things that you don't want to cut through. Okay. I would rather not damage any components since I want to salvage as much as I can of this ship. Where are the fuel lines? Fuel lines are behind of this thing. Oh, there will be plenty of chances of me getting blown up or frozen or electrified, especially when I start removing electrical components and not being careful about it. Now using my head to get this off, and then in you go. Did this also detach this thing? Yes, yes it did. That's wonderful. That's what we want to see. This thing doesn't have a thruster anymore. Can we? Yeah, we can. This thing has been mostly already gutted, so I don't have a thruster here to disassemble. And I don't think there's even a power cell left in this thing. Oh, that's the... I should probably turn... Oh, it is on. In real life, yeah. Yeah. Great, you enjoy me watching me suffer or getting hurt. I know you. I know you well. Okay, all of these are cut. Now let's go to the other side. Cut those as well. I still have unlimited oxygen, so I can take as much time as I need, but the moment the tutorial ends, I will have small amounts of oxygen, and the shift only lasts 15 minutes. So you have a 15-minute limit for each shift. You can take, at least you could in normal mode. I don't know if there's any other limitations in this one, but you can take as many shifts as you want to disassemble a ship. But you have to be smart about when it's not worth it anymore, because if there's nothing else to break apart and you just have a shell or two, then it's just better to pick another ship because you won't get any money from it. Not any to offset the debt that you're accumulating. This is so satisfying to do. In you go.
Well, Cutter, looks like you can manage on your own for a bit, which is good, because I just got assigned another worm on a salvage station on the other side of Earth Village. Just a reminder that your training amounts for O2, tethers, and fuel will be reset once you start your next shift. I'll be back to check in on you from time to time, but until then, remember this. Measure twice, cut once, and tethers are your friends.
Yes, 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 tethers are my friends. I might as well disconnect these now. Oh, I can't? I can't do that in the tutorial? Oh, I can't. That sucks. So, these things... Oh, maybe it's going to be in the next shift? I don't know. I can't disassemble all of the components yet. I think I cut off this one. Yep, I did.
Valuable object processed.
There we go.
Deposited.
There we go. Missed one. Ah, there we go. Already messing up.
Object accepted for processing. Credits
Destroy
deposited.
this. Yeah, that's why you have to be careful with the cutters, because you can cut anything. Now the cutter can't you really cut the outer layers of the ship yet, but you can upgrade it to the point where it can do that. Oh, but utility key, we want that. Okay. There we go. I think that there's nothing in the cockpit. Nope, nothing in the... Oh, there is. I don't want to waste this. Okay, we're gonna leave the cockpit alone and just... I think that's actually everything that we can detach right now. I could get this thing out of the way. I don't want to waste any of the components because the atmospheric regulators actually sell for quite a bit. So we don't want to waste that. But this is just a piece of nanocarbon and aluminum, so we can get this out of the way. I think I got all the nanocarbon panels off now. Oh, there is one floor that I didn't. Is that because this floor is connected to something? Yes, it is. So we're gonna get these panels off, and we're gonna end this shift. I didn't cut this off.
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded.
There we go. Off into the furnace. There we go. Done and done. I think that's sufficient. There we go. Enter the hab. The blessing cat is here. Hello! Hello, my best man. What's up, troll? Uh, let's see. We have a bunch of upgrades which will get, and you can see what I was talking about. So, the reactor itself is 500,000 on its own, and then the nacelles were 150 apiece. And some of the things weren't really worth it. Like, for example, the aluminum panel that I destroyed essentially wasn't worth it. But everything else is there. And lights, also not worth it. And this is the death. So right now, I'm losing 499,781.41 because I'm accumulating 100,000 of interest alone on my $1 billion debt. I have to lease the bay, the transportation fees for the bay, the cutter, the grapple, everything is rented. So I earned 1.8 million, and I've had to give back 500,000 of it. So it sucks, but it gets better. Okay, so what do we want to do? We have 300 points. Okay, which ones do I have to take first? Which... Oh, hold on. Helmet? Oxygen. Yes, we want to be able to do the shift for a longer amount of time. And that leaves us with how much? 125 points. I don't think I can afford anything else. Yeah. can't afford anything else. But the oxygen is important because it lets us be in the shift for longer without refueling. Well, not refueling, reoxygenating. Yeah, of course there are taxes in the future. This is the most realistic depiction of future. Continue salvage. Yes, please. Will you let me do stuff now on my own? Salvage metal. Can I detach stuff now? Please let me detach stuff. Nope, it still doesn't let me detach stuff. Okay. Well, if that's the case, doesn't let me detach anything. Well, if that's the case, then we will simply put the whole thing into the furnace. That's what we can do. So I'm going to get rid of this airlock now. Oops. It sputtered. Why? Oh, that's the outer hull. Yeah, we can't cut that off. Hmm. But I can cut this off. Where is it being connected? Here. Oh, there will be detachment done today. I will detach this thing even if it kills me. I think I've burned the wrong beam. But that's okay because all I really needed is this. Okay, I think it's detached now. It should be. I don't think it's being held by anything else. We'll see. Nope. 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 Don't go there. Please don't go there. I can't detach the bloody things yet. Oops. That way. That way. Go there. Furnace. Furnace.
Caution. Tether supplies running low.
Okay, we saved that. All of this has to go to the furnace. Saved it. I'd rather waste a bit of nanocarbon than all of that aluminum. Bye bye!
Material deposited.
Well guys, if you need to go, then have a good night. Thanks for watching as far as you did, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for visiting. This is all furnace as well. Oh, so you're staying? Good, stay. The approaching fail was averted though, so haha, you were wrong. No fail.
Accepted.
I'm not happy that I had to waste those switches and everything, but it is done. Ship's completed. Go in there already. There we go. And the meter on top goes to pretty much 0. There we go. Wasted a ton of nanocarbon, but that's fine. It didn't let me do anything else. As a result of that, I've processed a ton and a half of scrap. Wrong button. Oh, good. Almost smacked myself into the wall, which you can do, but I won't. I have limited lives. I would rather not waste my life necessarily. You see, this is how it looks like when you don't have a very good shift. So in normal circumstances, if this wasn't a tutorial, I wouldn't take that shift because it's not worth it. Okay, what do we have? Not enough points, that's what we have. Start shift, this salvage is done, view ship catalog. Now we're playing it outside of tutorial, so now it should let me do everything normally. Let's see, this one is station hopper, light cargo, value 3 million, almost 4, almost 4. Let's take a Valkyrie.
Alright, Cutter. Now that you've completed your training, you're only about 1 billion credits away from paying off your debts and links. I know the thought of making 10,000 credits, let alone 1 billion, sounds impossible right now, but I can assure you it is within your reach, if you put in the work. You've got the DNA to be a great salvager one day.
Ah, crap.
Your report here says your blood work confirmed ideal genetic
I
makeup,
broke the antenna.
physique, intelligence, and psychological profile for the position of Shipbreaker. I'm guessing that means Lynx thinks you're less likely to blow yourself up. Let's see if they're on to something. Complete your work order and return here to your hive when you're ready for another ship. And careful with that reactor. One false move and you're a goner. And a whole lot of credits pour. Good luck, Cutter. Weaver out.
Yeah, so it's something I didn't mention. Everything that you're salvaging has a health bar, and if you smack it around too hard, it breaks, and you lose that salvage. Which I just did. I broke that antenna. So that antenna is broken. It went at
Salvage
scrap.
secured. Account credit
So I did
applied.
a mess up. A minor mess up because antennas don't really cost that much, but that antenna does count in the work order sometimes. This time I was fortunate enough and it didn't. Okay. Doodles. Okay, let's go inside. I have to depressurize the bloody thing, or it's gonna blow up in my face.
Levels dropping. Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred. Airlock pressure levels increasing.
Okay, let's see what's inside. You get stuff inside that you can actually take, such as these repair kits, so you don't have to buy any. There's a medkit if I do something stupid. There's also oxygen inside and fuel as well, so there's the reactor. There's some cargo.
Air pressure levels increasing.
Now I did something stupid right now. Well, it would have been, but actually I was fortunate. This door wasn't open, and sometimes doors don't work, and the pressure, there's a pressure difference, so you can be blown apart or blown around. This is a data log. We will collect that. Okay. This is a power cell. Okay, so there are some things in here that can blow up, so I should be careful. Oh, and we actually get a window into the fuel cells. That's nice. This is an update. So before, Before the update, this was just a solid wall. So in order to get to the fuel cells, you had to cut it up, and that usually meant, well, boom. But now they've actually made it properly, so it's fine. Oh, utility key. You need utility keys for later ships. So we will deal with the floor first. And this. And this. Let's get the roof as well. Oh, this actually has a hatch. Okay. 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 I didn't set anything on fire. That is good. Okay. That's fine. Okay, let's get these things out. Okay. You over there.
Caution. Tether supplies are low.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, I start with 5. We will want that upgraded.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
I can actually pull these out, but not really sure which I should upgrade first. The force or no, you get back. Thank you. Ah! Almost sent that to the outer space.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
I knew there was something there. There's a battery cell. Move in. There we go. That's one work order completed. Let's get this out. And I broke it. And I don't have the range to pick it up. Ah, there we go. Another piece I've broken. Let's better get the reactor down before I break that and blow myself up.
Certification goal is complete.
There we go. Next certification is done. Let's not break this switch. Okay. I'm gonna leave this alone for the time being. I could... Is that... Oh my god. That didn't go in. Thank you.
Salvage secured.
Okay. I think that I just detached the roof and this. Yes, we did. But this has a hatchway that I have to free up first. There we go. This goes to the barge for some unknown reason. And this goes to the processor.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Gunner,
That's aluminum.
make your way back to the kiosk on the starting platform to fill up your O2. Blue ain't your color.
No, I will not buy O2. There is O2 over here.
Oxygen
Thank you.
levels stabilizing.
Okay, now let's try to detach these things without blowing myself up. I think the smart thing would be actually to get this part out and off, and then I can't flush these, I think. No, I can't, and there's no need to as well. This is a grade 1 ship, so it doesn't need flushing of the fuel. Oh, what about the thruster? Yeah, I should get the thruster out. Using my head there. Getting out of the way of things, because that can hit you and it can kill you.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
Will you go in? You will. Okay. Oh, I don't have any more tethers. I do, I just wasted one. Please tell me. Okay, good. I thought I broke it.
Additional goals remaining.
Great.
Work order is now complete.
Perfect. Did the work order. Now everything else is just for money and not for points. Which is good enough. The chairs.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
No. No. Thank you. It sometimes it skids off the barge. I hope they fix that because it's really annoying. These are expensive, so we will not break those.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Okay.
Cutter, you got 5 minutes left in this shift. Knock out that work order before they turn the lights out on you.
Done. Done. There was one more outside, I think. Yeah. That's that. Let's detach the end. Let's try not to blow ourselves up. Well, the smart thing and the fun thing sometimes are the same thing, but I would rather not blow myself up, right? I like myself being in one piece. Although
No tethers remaining.
I know that you're cheering just for myself to blow myself up on something. You're like that. I need more tethers. Although there is only 3 minutes left, so might as well just stick. There we go. Let's just detach what we can until the end of the shift. I think there's stuff inside I can rip out.
Salvage secured.
Yeah, those fuel tanks do look like a lot of fun, and if I try to... Actually, I'm gonna just try to get them out. Actually, I've removed the back end so I can get them out. Let's try not to blow myself up with them. Okay. Mission successful.
Salvage
No booms.
secured. Credits deposited.
Whoa, 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 whoa. The fuel tanks are always so unruly. Oh, good.
Salvage
You can actually
deposit
destroy
accepted.
salvage.
Credits transferred.
Yeah, but you have to be... I know that you like destructive, right? But you have to be control destructive, you know? You have to be smart destructive. You have to be careful and surgical and precise and not destroy the entire ship.
Salvage
Because
secured.
if you do, then there is no paycheck at the end of the... Ah! Calm down. Calm down. Crap, crap, and crap. I broke that. I've broken that. Ooh!
Proceed with caution.
Ahem. there's your Beirut scenario. I pretty much just destroyed the reactor and the fuel cell. Now, I am hoping that because I actually salvaged it before it blew up, that it actually still counts. Otherwise, I screwed myself over quite significantly.
Salvage secured.
Oh, actually, I'm not gonna have enough oxygen.
1 minute left, Cutter. Time to start wrapping things up. We wrap.
Now let's hope that the salvage still counts, despite me blowing it up when it was on the barge. But you got to see a pretty blast. I'm just happy it didn't blast me away. The Mark II reactor doesn't have such a blast radius. If it was a Mark III or 4, I would have been gone. But if that didn't count, because I blew it up, then I screwed myself over with this ship then. We'll see on the score screen if it counted or not. Okay, the fuel tank didn't count, so that counts as destroyed. But the reactor is salvaged. I don't know if that was intentional in the game design or it's just a bug, but end result is profit. Essentially, I didn't lose the reactor from salvage, but I did lose one of the fuel tanks. Actually, no, I didn't lose even the fuel tanks. The fuel tanks are saved. I broke the antenna, the airlock console, 4 of the lights, some measly amount of nanocarbon, and a computer terminal. That is what. So if you salvage it before it blows up, it counts. But you can still blow it up when it's in the barge, for some reason.